Hey, welcome back to an episode of the Wrong Podcast. I'm your host, Juan. As always, my co-host here with me. Hey, Trip.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm so fucking tired, but I'm good. I'm great. Actually, I'm fantastic because this week is my birthday. It's my birthday today.
Is it today? I thought it was tomorrow.
I mean, it's today on the podcast.
Oh, you're right.
It's tomorrow in real time.
We're recording on a Tuesday.
Yeah. It's a Tuesday, 9:22 p.m. We are currently located at the geographical coordinates 52 and 6.
Just the two numbers.
Yeah, that's where we are. Find that on a map. Send it to us. That's your homework for the week. Our homework for the week was to watch Backstreet Girls Gokudolls? Yeah. Backstreet Girls I can't fucking...
It's called Backstreet Girls is what I'm calling it.
Backstreet Girls Gokudolls.
Yeah.
We'll call it Backstreet Girls. Also, shout outs to my cat in the background who's playing with an ornament. That's just how we live life.
She's such a dumb bitch.
She's a big, dumb bringus. How have you been, dude? You were gone for a week.
I was gone for a week, so
We've missed you.
Yeah, last week was...
All of us here at the Instagram podcast.
You and Sierra.
No, just me. She was a guest, so it's just me.
I don't know. She does her social media.
I know, but like she's not a part of the show.
Oh, really?
She's a part of the media, but not a part of the show.
We'll let her know easily. Maybe we'll let her know in this podcast.
Yeah, that's like saying that like you missed somebody and then like you include the rest of Gordo.
You know, I do that all the time.
That. You do? There's like
actually Mexicans do that pretty often. Like you'll be talking to someone on the phone,
yeah,
and then they'll be like, "Oh man, it's so nice to talk to you. It's so nice to talk to you too." And they're like, "Well, I gotta go or whatever." And they're like okay, and then like you know, say hi. Just say hi to people for me, or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just like a given. It goes, "Manda saludos a todos allá." It just means essentially, you know, tell everybody I said hello, whatever. The thing is, you never actually do it. You never actually go to everybody you know and be like, "Hey, dude, Juan said hi" or whatever. It's just like a courtesy. So yeah, maybe I have included everybody that's on the show is a part of the Instagram podcast.
That's
team.
Some fucked up shit. Because like anytime somebody says, "Tell somebody I said hi," or tell like everyone hi for me, I'll be like, "Oh, by the way, talk to Juan. He said hi."
You do that? I don't do that. It's just,
yeah, I do it because I'm a fucking courteous young man.
I guess Mexicans are just the worst. You've heard it here first.
Oh no!
Had a Trip's mouth. Mexicans are the worst.
Oh fuck! I did say that.
We shouldn't say that. We got a lot of listeners in Mexico. What up, Mexico? What it do?
I'm from Mexico
no,
myself.
You're not.
But I'm from California.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty much the same thing.
That's centrally Mexico, I'm pretty sure.
No, like, so yeah, I was gone last week during dead week of finals because...
because you were a bitch and couldn't fucking watch some shitty TV while you were working through a bunch of homework. I get it.
I was super busy and there's no way I was going to watch Hero Mask and pay attention. I watched one episode and I was like, this is fucking bad. So I kind of put it off a little bit, and then I looked at I looked at the calendar, and like, you know, they're just like the pages are just falling off the calendar, and the time, you know, the clock is just spinning. And I was like,
no, I'm 100 years old.
I was like, there's no way I can do this. So I asked Sierra to help me out, and so she filled in, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But luckily, last Wednesday was like the real like kind of dead like due date for one of my big projects.
Yeah.
I had to do like a production for my production class. And,
did you produce it?
We produced it. We
nice.
For sure produced
That's great.
It for sure got produced. We produced the shit out of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's only supposed to be a minute long. Ours ended up being like a minute 20. And
that's rough, man.
It's okay. I mean, there's a group that was like almost 2 minutes. One group was a minute and a half. That's how long it was. And then their credits, like the credit sequence was 45 seconds long afterwards.
But why?
In their defense, the credit sequence was really good. It was like really like cartoony and artsy, and like they put a lot of work into it. And I was like, cool. But it's way too long, like way too long. But anyways,
it turns out that they just want to be an animator for credits.
I think that's why. I think one of the girls that did the 2D art for that animation or whatever really wanted to do like these really cute, like she wants to do pretty cute like outros or like credit reels, and so she's like, well, this is my chance to do it, and she did a great job of it. But it does make the video even longer than it has to be. So I was like, that's a bad thing, you know?
Yeah.
Our credits are just like boom words, done. Because our short's already too long. Anyways,
there's like DJ Juan, DJ
Khaled.
There we go. DJ John.
So what happened for that class was, I think Monday and Tuesday we were rendering. And so for people who don't know like what rendering is or whatever, it's like taking pictures of every single frame, whatever. And actually it's 24 frames for every second, whatever.
Yeah.
And it just like takes a really high quality photo of that specific, and then it just kind of goes to the next one, take a picture of it, and then you put them all together in like some sort of like video thing. Like you can put it in Adobe and it'll compile them for you, and they'll run smoothly. And it looks really good, except it's a real bitch to do because it takes a lot of computer power or whatever. So we ended up like doing it really late at the labs and like splitting it between like, at first it was like, oh, we'll do it on like 10 computers. And then it was like 15. Then we're like 20, 25 computers, just like rendering like 5 frames. And that was like, it would still take forever because, you know, sometimes depending on how shitty the computer was, it could be done in 2 minutes. Or it can be done in like, a frame would be done in like 7 minutes. I was like, so it
sucks big time.
Yeah, so super sucky. But Monday we did that, and everything that was given to us, like all of my shots, all the shots of one other kid, the shots of the person who was also there with me rendering, were everything that we physically could get a hold of right then and there. We rendered in that one day. We're like, cool. We have 4 shots to render on Tuesday. We just need those to be handed to us, and then we can do that. So those shots were given to us. We started rendering them, and then like there's this one shot, and like it's in the same like folder that the girl sent us.
Yeah,
and it's not there. Like we keep opening it up. It says there's something there, and there's a shot, and it said it was last saved on this day or whatever. But there's no animation to it. There's no characters to reference in. There's nothing there. It's just completely gone. It's like corrupted, So we're like, fuck, well, shit. So we try to get a hold of this girl to be like, hey, we need you to get us a copy copy that you have so we can start working, rendering this out. Because not only do we have to render, we have to finish rendering it and then send it to somebody else who is then compiling it in an Adobe thing and adding all the audio. Like she did that beforehand, but she still need to make sure it all fits or whatever.
Yeah.
And this girl was being just super shitty. Like she's had a history of just being a bad group partner,
Oh, fuck. I hate that. I hate that.
And, we hit her up on like everything, we've fucking Discord, we've called her, we texted her, we did everything we could. And she just never got back to us, for like an hour and a half or maybe 2. And then she like, and we know she's on Discord. Like we can see it. Like we can see that you're playing League. Like what the fuck, And like she finally like gets back to us and she's like, hey, yo, what's up? And he's just like, my boy who's like, because I was like, I'm still just like, I'm in rendering mode. Like, look, man, you try to get this. I'm just trying to get this done. And he like hits her up. He's like, yo, like we need your fucking shit. She's like, okay, cool. I'll just send it to you. So she sends it to us. She sends us the file again, but she just drops it into the drive. Just completely doesn't compress it, doesn't put it in a zip folder. So it's massive. And it's like, cool, that's going to download in 11 hours or whatever. It's so big. And we're like, cool, do it again. And we're still trying to get a hold of it, like compress it for us, send it through. And so she does, and it's the same thing. And we open it up again, and we do a bunch of things to try to find it. There's nothing there. So then we hit her up like, look, dude, look, what the fuck? There's nothing there. And then she's like, what? It's like, that's so weird. When I did it on Monday, it was there, like it should be there. And it's not, we're not saying she's lying because we saw a play blast of it. Like she did have it. She's, there was an animation.
Clearly,
there.
Yeah.
We've seen it. Yeah. There's just nothing in the folder. And so he's just like, well, like I'm telling you, man, it's like, it's not there. And he's just like, that's super weird. And she goes, let me open it up and look.
Right.
This whole time. Like, say I would tell like, hey man, something's missing. The first thing you should do, like, really, and like open it up to see if you had it. But she didn't. She just said, oh, it's not there. She just grabs it and drops it and keeps going to doing whatever the fuck she's doing. And we're like, we were just so fucking pissed. So what we ended up doing was like, she ended up being super helpless and like not being able to do anything for us. Like, well, fuck. Like we just grabbed an old folder, like an old file she had on the drive that is not completely animated. It was still in blocking. So we auto splined it, moved it into position. It doesn't like work the best, but at least it's rendered. And so we were able to send all the renders out, get everything back, and to post it like 3 minutes before everything was due. And I was just like, dude, I was so fucking stressed. I was like, but it was done. At Wednesday, like after midnight, like I was like, cool, that's it. I no longer have to look at this ever again. I'm super happy. And of course, like my buddy, he's like still stressing. He's like, oh, we could fix this and that. And like a girl who's the lead of the group or whatever, she's like, even though the girl that messed up was supposed to be the lead of our group, this other girl took over and became the lead essentially.
Good.
Yeah, because she, as an efficient lead. Mm-hmm. She's like, well, I really want to re-render that scene and do this. I was like, cool. I don't fucking care. Like, if you want to,
like, I'm done. You do what you gotta do.
If you wanted to re-render it, if you want to fucking fix it, you're more than welcome to. All I'm saying is like, I'm done. I am not touching this at all,
Yeah.
And she keeps asking like, hey, do you think, so-and-so is going to like be able to get me that like animation? It's like, dude, if you want that fix, animate that scene yourself. There's no way she's going to get it to you ever. Like she's just really
unreliable.
And the worst part is like, so after we drop it into the folder, like, and like, cool, it's there. I'm like, it's been submitted. It's done. I'm like, cool. I'm going to play it and see how it looks because I hadn't seen it. Mm-hmm. So it plays it through. It's fine. The renders are pretty solid. There's the one scene that just is not animated well. I'm just like, okay, well, it is what it is, right?
Can't do it all, yeah.
And then the credits pop up and it says like credits. It said top person is, she puts her name. The person who became the lead, she puts her name. She goes animator and lead. I was like, cool. I think that's fair. She became
totally
the lead.
Fair, yeah.
The person below her is the person who was assigned lead who didn't do anything and messed up. Still said lead. I was like, what the fuck? Like we should have got rid of that. Like that's no way. My buddy gets his name. His name says, 3D animator, and it says like lead renderer, like, or rendering artist. I was like, cool. My name comes up and it just says generalist. I was like, what? I was like, and then the guy below me who did like 2 scenes has the same thing. And it's just like, I just think he's just this animator. I was like, cool. Cause I didn't fucking do anything besides the animation. Like I didn't render with you guys. I didn't find the audio for you guys. Like that's right. So I was like, cool. This is I didn't help lead things. You're right. I don't deserve any more credit than animator. And it was like, I was really upset because I was like, well, fuck, one person didn't do shit. And another person was like he was just a bad animator and he kept losing his stuff. We purposely gave him the least amount of scenes because he knew the least amount of how to do stuff. And it's good because he lost his work like 7 or 8 times. Yeah. And I was like, great, I'm on that level. Like, I don't deserve any other recognition than that. I was like, this is fucking great. And so I was upset. And like, I went to the bar, I got a drink, and I was like, it's cool. I don't ever have to see these people ever again.
Yeah. I mean, hey man, with things like that, it's like, okay, well, it's done. I'm over it. I gotta just let it go.
Absolutely. I was like, I'm done. I've let it go.
Yeah. I'm glad that you saved the story for the podcast, but we're done with that, man. We're over it.
No, man, we're not done. And then I talked to her. And then I talked to her and I was just like, yo, what the fuck? And she was like, oh no, it's just, it's just, I mean, she did something like, well, I didn't want to make somebody feel bad about not being called something. And so I didn't want to take the title of lead away from the person who was assigned the lead because she would have hurt her feelings. Like, but she didn't lead. She didn't deserve that title or whatever, I'm not saying I wanted it. I'm just saying I don't think it's fair that someone gets something they didn't do.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I'm done with that. I did my senior portfolio stuff, which is like presenting my work for like game animation and stuff. And I put a couple scenes from stuff I animated because a lot of my like senior portfolio this semester got blended into other things. I was too busy, so I had to do less game animation. And that's it, man. That was the bulk of stuff. Now I have like a paper to write by Friday, and I have to do like one more drawing for my storyboarding class, and I'm done. So things are super slowing down. I'm like super excited to just like, not have to do stuff for the next few weeks.
I feel you.
I get to hang out and just do things,
nothing but sleepy boy times, nothing but hang sesh.
I gotta fix my sleepy boy times because my sleep's been all fucked up.
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
There's been nights where I get 2 hours of sleep. There's nights where I get 3 hours of sleep. Last night I told Sierra that her and I were talking, and then at 10 o'clock I passed out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I passed out with my clothes on, like all my clothes on, my pants, my belt, my shoes,
sleepy
my
boys.
Glasses, and my hat.
Let's go.
The lights were on, the TV was on, and I woke up at 7 o'clock, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
she's like, I feel amazing.
No, I felt horrible.
Yeah, no, you're like, I feel great. I'm already dressed for the day. I should do this from now on.
Like I went to the bathroom, I got back, like undressed, like, okay, well, we get more comfortable. I laid down in bed and have like a massive headache because like I can't sleep. Like I don't know what the fuck this is. So I'm hopefully during break because I know you and I, we spend a lot of time just doing nothing and staying up super late. Like the other night, I used to watch you just play like fucking Legend of Korra or whatever. What's it called? Hold on, I got this.
Hang on, man. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts calling. I gotta go. This is some fucked up shit. Yeah. Well, I have an issue whenever I get sucked into certain things. Mm-hmm. Usually games, but sometimes it could be like a project that I'm working on or something.
You just keep going.
I have a lot of trouble stopping because I give myself a goal, and then once I meet that goal, then I'm like, well, fuck, I have this other goal now.
Yeah,
and like it just keeps adding on to itself.
Yeah, you were like when I sat down to hang out with you that night, you were like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to get some extra things so I can get the right parts to make the next Keyblade or whatever. I'm just gonna get a few of these things, and then before you know, you're like, well, I'm fighting this guy now, and I guess I'm fighting this guy. And I'm still fighting these people. And it's like, I woke up at like 3, like off the couch, and you were still playing. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go to bed because
I'm like, hey man, I got to do some shit. Long story short, last night I beat Kingdom Hearts.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And I didn't do everything because I didn't want to do everything. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get all the weapons. That's always my goal. I want to get all the weapons. It's a lot of fun for me to do that. So I did. It was chill, except for the ones that you could only get after you beat the game. Mm-hmm. I feel like after you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Unless like when it starts, like once you finish it, it's like, by the way, here's some extra stuff that's still going on. You beat the big bad, but there's still little secrets out there that you got to go find. I don't mind when that happens, but instead it's like, you beat the game, here are the credits, and then here's some more credits, and your game's over. Do you want to save it? And then you're like, yeah, I want to fucking save it. And it's like, all right, here's the start menu. And I'm like, cool, I'm done. You know, I don't want to go back in, right?
So it's not like kind of like when Pokemon's done or whatever, when you beat the thing, they're like, cool, you still have to beat the Elite Four and like do this.
Yeah, once you beat the Elite Four or whatever, then it's like, all right, cool, here's like a big old cutscene, and then it starts you, it's like, hey, save the game. It like prompts you, like automatically save it, and you're like, yeah. And then instead of being like, you're at the start, it's like, now you're back at home in bed. And then cutscene shit starts.
It goes like, hey, I heard there's this guy named Red that wants to fight you or whatever.
She's like, go talk to your mom really quick. She's got some fucking insane news.
So that's that.
Yeah. I don't mind that. But whenever it's like, all right, we're out of the game. It's fucking over. And then it's like, well, if I come back in, it says like, hey, there's some new events in these places. Find them. Yeah. And like, I don't know, man.
How many weapons are there, you think?
There were a lot. I don't know. But the ones that I didn't get are, you need to...
I'm saying the ones you didn't get. How many are the ones that...
Oh, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one that you get for beating... I don't remember what his name is. It's like something about some forgotten memory. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyways, it's an optional fight that's only in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, which it's a character, his like... it's like Lingering Essence or something. Lingering Vision. I don't know. Anyways, it's a character from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, which wasn't out at the time that Final Mix had come out. And it's a character's like final essence. It's his armor that's still like fighting just whoever. And he thinks that the Keyblade wielder is a bad guy just because he's used to it. So he's like, fuck you, you're Xemnas. I'm going to kick your ass. And you're like, whoa, shit, dude, I'm not. And then you kick its ass. And it's like, goodbye. And then it just leaves. And you could fight him again anytime you want. He drops like a Keyblade in the ground and you can fight him. But then you get a Keyblade from that. Mm-hmm. There's another one where they're... In Kingdom Hearts, there's Organization 13 that are all these dudes. Well, in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Remix, they added in Mushroom 13, I think is what it's called. And it's just all these like mushroom, like black mushrooms and cloaks that you go and you do special challenges. So it's like kill all of these mirages in the fastest time you can, or like get a combo of 85 on this enemy, or just kill this guy in the fastest amount of time, kill this guy in 3 hits, whatever it is. It just has all these little requirements. It's like, it's tedious. That's the shit that I don't like. I want to do that extra fight just for fun, but it's like, give me the option before I beat the last boss. Before
it's like, hey, this is game over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the thing that's the fucking worst about that too is that you go up to the top and then you're about to like go and do it. You have to do a fight, and then after that fight, it says like, hey man, you're going to do the last fight right now. Do you have anything you want to take care of beforehand? Mm-hmm. And then you say like, oh yeah, I do. And you go and take care of whatever. Why the fuck do they have things that you do after the game? That's fucked up. Yeah. When they say, this is the last shit, wrap everything up right the fuck now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Also, it just feels wrong in an RPG like that. Anyways, I've got lots of complaints about that little thing. But overall, I finished it. It was fun. It was a great time. And I'm donezo.
Nice. Just
Big
like
done.
You like my production class. Dunzo bunzo.
Dunzo bunzo, baby.
It feels good, man. I feel it. What about what do we do now? What do we usually talk about now? Anime stuff? Did you?
I mean, unless there's anything else.
What's good, man? About. You watch any animes?
Yeah, no.
No.
Listen, man, I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts too. Also, Kyle's been like out of town in Disneyland and shit.
Oh, he's gonna go out of town.
Yeah, I want to watch some fucking anime, but of course, I gotta like be a bitch baby and watch it with him. So instead, I'm gonna talk about Spider-Man Homecoming.
Enter the Spider-Verse.
I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Saw it on the night that it came out. Fucking great. It was a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Anyone that hasn't seen it should go see it. It is the Lego Batman of Spider-Man movies.
Which means it's the best Spider-Man movie out there.
Yeah, which is, it's like it's an homage to all Spider-Man that's ever existed. And they do such a great job of making you care about the characters. All the voice actors are great. The animation is fucking out of this world.
Yeah.
They have 3 directors that worked on it, and it fucking pays. You could tell, like, oh yeah, there's no way one person could keep track of all of this shit.
Yeah, I was looking forward to watching that for a while. Like
Me too.
My teacher in my advanced animation class would actually, when he saw the trailer, like took almost a whole class period, like breaking down like just a trailer, like explain like in a lecture, because he loved it so much. He was so hyped about it, and it was super cool. Like him trying to like explain to us like what was different about it. And then in my club meeting on Friday, we also talked about it, and there was like this article that came out saying like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse breaks all the rules and it still somehow works, you know?
Yeah,
because there's a lot of like filmmaking stuff and like storytelling things and just things that they don't.
Yeah, it's like, don't fucking do this.
Yeah.
Well, that there are a lot of things where it's really effective to not do that. For example, whenever you have a shot of something, it shouldn't last any more than 5 seconds to keep viewers' attention.
Yeah.
And then you have other things that are like, all right, we're going to do a 20-second shot here, and it's going to be really important. So it has to be that long. And it fucking works. So there are all kinds of things. That's like a common one, is having an extra long shot after you care about all the characters. When you really care about what's going on, those scenes become so much more tense and more dramatic because there isn't that like constant cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As an animation, just like as a whole, I think it was like one of the like most amazing animations I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite movies I've seen all year. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero. And
Spider-Man's great.
Yeah, and so seeing it in like it being Miles Morales, who's from like a different dimension, he's from the Ultimate Universe, you know, and he's like half Latino, half African American.
Yeah,
like it's really cool to see someone like visually represent like that as a hero or whatever. And I've been seeing a lot of things like people talking about it, and mostly in a positive light, being like, "This is great," you know. And you know, there's a few assholes out there, be like, "Well, why does he have to?" You know, it's like calm the fuck down.
Just
like,
because he is,
just
okay.
You're like what?
Look at all the other ones.
Someone losing their shit. I was like, "Whoa, great! They had to go make Spider-Man black." It's like that is Spider-Man, but that's not Spider-Man. Like, it's a different Spider-Man. Like, you ignorant piece of shit, you know?
Yeah, like how about you just let me tell my fucking story and you'll fucking understand it.
Or how about you watch and you're like, oh, I understand.
Yeah,
his name's Miles Morales. It's a different Spider-Man. Or like,
so they didn't make Peter Parker black, so instead.
So I think it's really cool, just like culturally, for them to do something like this. And you know,
they did a really effective job.
And they also brought in, like, you know, because the idea is like it's a Spider-Verse, so there's like a universe of different Spider-Mans everywhere. So they brought in like other Spider-Mans, like they brought in like Gwen Stacy as Spider-Woman. She's called Spider-Gwen in the thing, or I think like a white spider in like her comic book series, but solid. I think it's so great to have like a, you know, solid woman character or whatever, female character.
Also, I think a fantastic job, just like on the topic of all the different characters, is since all of them have a very similar origin story, it doesn't go over it, but it does really briefly. It's like, all right, you know the deal. I've been Spider-Man for 2 years or like whatever it is. And like my best friend died or whatever it is. It goes into it like super quick. And it's like, and now I'm Spider-Man.
Well, the thing is, it's 2018. Everybody's seen a superhero movie and people get the gist of it. Like every time there's a new something, they're like, well, the first one's got to be the origin story.
Yeah, which always sucks.
The thing is like, yo, dude, like we get it. You know, like the new Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man Homecoming or whatever. I mean, they kind of cheated that because you know, his first appearance was in Spider-Man, like Civil War or whatever. So in Homecoming, we don't see the, you know, fucking Uncle Ben dying, great power comes great responsibility. Like, they just kind of start going, which I really appreciate. This movie does it even better because it's like, hey, there's all these other characters and all those other stories. And
exactly.
And it's like, you guys get it. Literally, like, you get it. I'm Spider-Man, I got bit by a spider. And now someone I love dies, and now I'm.
And I mean, we still did get the origin of Miles, which is cool.
But it wasn't so like in your face.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
It was very well done.
Exactly.
I really like this movie. I think if you're like a huge superhero fan, you'll love it. And I think if you're someone who doesn't like know anything about superheroes, if you watch it,
you'll also enjoy it.
You'll still enjoy it. Like, it's still
great film.
It's still just a really good movie, regardless of the fact that it's like a superhero movie. And I know they're making sequels, so I'm looking forward to that. They're doing like sequel spin-offs with like Gwen Stacy and some other like the other women.
That'll be really cool.
I think it's really cool. Yeah. So
hey man, could you tell me about your theater experience?
Oh yeah. Okay. So this is pretty funny. So you and I watched it together. And,
I was on call, so I had to sit at the end.
Yeah. So what's great is that I wasn't planning on watching it on Thursday. I was watching it on Sunday. But you're like, yeah, you should come through. I didn't even know it was out. But I guess it makes sense. It always comes out on Thursday night, not Fridays anymore.
Exactly.
So like there wasn't many people there when we got there, right? Like
I was kind of surprised.
And I don't think the theater filled up all that much. Like, people did come in, but it wasn't like packed, which is good.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like finals week and stuff, so people have been busy. So
we sit down and we're like, we're gonna watch a movie, and like a family sits down right there, like or people sit in front of us. I couldn't really see what amalgamation of like collection, but it was.
It looked like it was a couple, and then a mom and a kid, and like they all somehow knew each other. And,
but the funny thing is, like, the movie starts, because they're fine, right? Like, the movie hasn't started yet.
Oh yeah, no biggie.
It's all good. Movie starts, and
the previews start.
I didn't. You know what? I didn't notice it during the previews. You didn't get this
part? Okay, so it was during the previews at some point, and at this point, it was just a woman, a kid, and a man, and an empty seat in between the kid and the man. So I thought they were two different groups or whatever. I thought it was just like a dude going to see the movie alone, whatever. And then during some like preview or something, this chick walks in. The guy's like, "Hey, yo, here I am." And she's like, "Oh,
How did I not
Yeah, it
notice
just
that?
starts out like right away, and I'm like, yo, they're like literally shouting.
I did not notice that.
I don't know. You were paying attention. You were also sneaking in Taco Bell at the time, so you're probably like going hard on that.
I was really into that new Homeward Bound movie that they're playing.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing.
Anyways, so I get, they're loud or whatever. But the lady was the loudest. The movie starts, and like it's the first scene, and Miles Morales is like, I think he's just at his room listening to music, singing, jamming out, whatever.
But he's doing it in the way that we like. It was in a really relatable way where he's just kind of like saying a couple of words, doesn't know all the words yet, and loves mumbling, the song.
He's being like, like a teenager, he's like jamming out, and you hear his dad like, Miles, let's go, or whatever. And like he's just like ignoring it, like in his own zone. And this lady's just like, oh yeah, that's how it be though. Like that's real life though. That's so right. And she just starts laughing, and I'm just like
cackling.
What's so funny is like, and then we talked about this afterwards, but like she was obviously like an African American lady or whatever, just because of the way obviously the way she spoke and everything. But
made me so fucking mad.
We saw her afterwards, so we knew she was an African American lady. But man, I was just like,
also she was directly in front of me, so I could see her.
Yeah, what's funny is that like
I was like just playing into the stereotype. I was like,
wow, way to perpetuate that stereotype, because there's a stereotype that like black people are really loud in movies, and I was like, I've never really thought that was true. I've never had that personally.
I've never once experienced it until this time, and I was like, dog.
The one time I've experienced that like that, it was like kids being shitty in movies, because
kids are shitty. Whatever.
I was a kid, a long time ago, and I was like, wow, it wasn't that bad. And then like I'll go to movies now, and there's like 13 years old or like 12 years old, like these little teen boppers or whatever, and they're the fucking worst.
Yeah,
I just want to like kill all of them. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. And then I think about it, I was like, damn, I was that bad when I was young. Like I was just horrible. But this lady is just going all. She's like, yeah, that's the shit. That's so real. Ha ha ha. That's how they be. I was like, oh my God, this is, and since she wasn't right in front of me, I was just like, this is great. This is going to be amazing.
Man.
Because she kept doing it. Luckily.
Only for like 20 minutes.
She passed out.
She fell asleep for the whole goddamn movie.
Which is great, because like at first I was like, this is kind of annoying. And then she knocked out, and I was like, maybe she really got into the movie. But then later you told me, like, no, she fell asleep.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes sense. Like if she was a mom, that's how my mom would take us to the movies. Like she'd go to the movies with us, and then she'd watch a bit of it, and then pass the fuck out. Because she's tired. She's like an adult. It's dark. It's quiet. She's like done.
My mom for sure went asleep during Pokemon 3 or whatever.
During it was I think it was like Spy Kids 3D or something like that.
That's a good one to fall asleep to.
It's a bad one. But from what I gathered, that lady also very much enjoyed Spider-Man.
She had a great time, but then I'm sure at the end she was like, you know what? I just didn't get parts of it. Just like, well, because you were asleep during like 80% of the film. I thought it was really good. I wanted to cry a couple times. There's a few really good scenes. Like there's a scene, I'm not going to spoil, but there's a scene where like I'm not going to spoil this big scene, but I'm just talking about this other scene. There's a scene where like Miles' dad is talking to Miles through the door. Yeah,
it just really heartfelt. Like it's just this just seeing like one character trying to like relate with another character and like making that effort and stuff. Like, and it's like, oh man, that's really like, it's really rough. And to understand like all he wants to say is like, look, I care about you, I love you, I don't want to like intrude in your life, but like let me be a part of it, whatever. And I thought it was so great. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking cry. I'm not gonna cry because I'm a fucking man. But it was great. And then I talked to my sister who has her son. He's about to be 8, and she was there with her husband, and they were watching the movie. And like when I talked to them later, they're like, hey, did you guys see Spider-Man? I was like, yeah, I fucking loved it. And they're like, yeah, it was great,
Yeah.
And then she goes like, did you cry? And I go like, I really wanted to a couple times, but like I held it in, but it was like, because it was really good. And she goes like, I damn near cried. And I was like, and like Shannon, like my nephew's name is Shannon, like Shannon, he wanted to cry too, but he didn't. And I was like, and like, see, my sister was like, hey, tell your uncle what happened. He was like, what? Nothing happened or whatever. I was like, and she's like, it's okay. He's explained to you, like, look, your Uncle Juan felt something from the movie. Like, it's okay to feel things from movies. And he's just like, no, it was whatever. It was great, but I didn't cry or nothing. And I think it's because he's trying to like be tough, because his dad was just like, what was so sad? He's like a really like I didn't want to cry.
Really macho guy.
He's like, oh, I'm not going to cry either. He's like, bitch, I cry all the fucking time.
Like, movies are like the only thing that make me cry. Let's be fucking real.
Real life doesn't make you cry.
Yeah, no, real life sucks. We all get it. But movies, it's like, oh man, it's just like real life. It sucks. And you're like, oh fuck, dude.
But yeah, man, fucking great movie. I'm really excited to watch it again. I'd love to just
heck yeah. It's just like a visual masterpiece, and the story is great. The voice acting is out of this world. The music was really fucking fun, killer. Yeah. Good movie, go see it. Yeah. Good shit.
Cool. So because of that, you didn't watch anime?
No, I didn't. But I did have a company Christmas party. And long story short, bonded with some homies. Now we're tied together for life. We all just kind of like had a blood pact.
Nice.
All got
Suicide
like,
pact.
Well, I mean,
pregnancy pact?
Circumcision pact.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Male and female. So it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Don't worry about it. But I have a coworker whose boyfriend showed up. Never met him before. And I was excited. I'm like, fucking yeah, I finally get to meet him, you know? And he was chilling. We were all vibing for a bit. But then he wound up like shutting down. And I didn't know what was going on.
Like,
I'm like, what
sad
the
shut
fuck?
down? Or like,
no, just like, wasn't really participating in conversation anymore. Okay. And
did she break up with him then and there?
It was right then and there. No. And I think the tipping point was I was trying to like say a lot of icebreaker type questions, kind of get us to all, know how we think and whatnot. I gave one, which was easy. Like, if we all had to try to kill each other, who do you think would come out on top? Right?
That's an icebreaker question for you?
These are some, you know what? I already know two of them very well, and Sierra's there. So I'm just trying to feel out the other two. I'm trying to, get these like, hey man, if we all had to fuck the shit out of each other,
who would come last?
Yeah,
who
exactly.
would come first?
But yeah, no. So I'm trying to like, give these like weird ass questions, right, and just kind of feel it out.
You scared him.
I wasn't impressed with the first response, which was just like, oh man, it's that guy because he's got a hat. And when somebody shows up with a hat to a party like this, you know that they can mean business anytime. And I'm like,
so he's an idiot, is what you're saying.
The first question kind of threw me off. I was just like, okay, well, that was a weird answer.
Maybe he's a sociopath because, realistically, like he knows he'd be like, because he kills people all the time.
Maybe, yeah.
So he's just like, I can't let him know that it's me.
Well, because I mean, like the obvious answer, which is probably the true one, if we absolutely like for whatever reason, I'm down to kill some people instead of die or whatever. It would be me.
Yeah, probably.
I'm fucking huge.
Yeah,
I could crush your esophagus. Like, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm very strong.
Yeah, and but then I'm like, no, I'd probably be Sierra because she's scrappy as fuck.
Oh, she's scrappy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So I'm like, yeah, Sierra would get out of this. But yeah, he just gave that answer. And I was like, he doesn't really have anything to back that up, but whatever. That's fine.
He doesn't understand the game. Yeah,
he doesn't get it. So I thought maybe another question would be good, which was
the sex one.
No, I didn't ask that one, but it's along the same lines. It was, if we all had to give each other blowjobs.
Oh my God, Trip. Who would come last?
No. Who would give the best blowjob?
And the obvious answer is you, Trip.
Yes.
Because I'm massive. Because I could crush your scrotum.
But why? Why would it be me?
Get a big old mouth.
Nah.
Because you have less teeth than all of us.
Mine was, I have the commitment. Everyone else at the table would give up before they get through everyone. I would be committed.
I guess, man.
I would be fucking committed.
That's fine, man. If you want to be the best at sucking dick, then go for it.
And then he shut down after that one. And I was like, I didn't even go that far with that question. I felt like overall, like giving myself that answer was like, see guys, I'm fucking stupid. Bro, that's who I am.
Hey guys, look how gay I am. And they're like, yep, you're pretty gay.
And it was like, yeah, I'm done talking to you guys.
Wow, that was quick.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, whatever.
What a party pooper.
But then it was all fine. We were chilling. We were having a good time. And he was pretty much just talking to his girlfriend the whole time. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't matter, whatever. But it was kind of taking her away from all the conversation that we were having, and then got to the like game. There's always a game that happens at these Christmas parties.
Was it who can suck the most dick?
It was, and I won because I committed. It was last year we decorated a miniature Christmas tree at the table, and whoever decorated their tree the best with like
I remember you telling me about that. Yeah,
we didn't care. We were like just hanging on. Who gives a fuck? And this year it was human Christmas trees. Somebody puts on a green shirt and then they decorate them. So I was the Christmas tree, as I am the biggest boy. Man, and we all know that the biggest boy needs to be the biggest tree.
Biggest tree means biggest boy, right?
Easiest solution was to get me up there. Plus, I'm bad at decorating, so I didn't give a fuck. I was like, hell yeah, boys. I just wasn't, I was a little bit worried that I wouldn't fit in the shirt, but they planned ahead. It all worked out. Nice. Anyways, went up on stage, and the way that we decided a winner, I was going to say chose. Decided a winner. Yeah. Anyways, the way that we decided who won was based on cheers.
Yeah, round of applause.
So like some people just fucking wasn't like effort small. Get the fuck off stage.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty obvious which ones like, they were up there being good sports, but they just didn't cut it. There were a few of us. It was my boy Alan, like maintenance boy, Eric, the gay one. So you knew he was going to be fabulous up there. And he was. He was.
Yeah.
And there was one more who I don't remember who it was, but didn't impress me. They just had good cheerers. And me. 4 up there. Go through another round. Alan's off. So is the other one.
Nice.
I'm up there with the gay guy.
Oh, you got to straight yourself.
I'm up there with the fucking fabulous guy. I'm like, nah, man, I got this.
And
I got to fucking
guy,
kill it.
The gayest guy.
It's true.
It
is
true.
true.
Because he tells you all the time how gay he is.
How gay is he? Oh, that's his whole personality. That's how gay he is. Don't worry about it. So I'm fucking up there. I got to hunker down. I got to show him. I mean Christmas business, right? Anyways, it just came down to whose table is going to fucking scream the loudest because that's all it is, right?
Yeah.
My table won and I won. So I got a gift card to Outback Steakhouse. We got a few more things. We got a gift card.
We got a gift card.
We bought a zoo. Yes. Yeah. And when I got back to the table, it was just covered with wine because they were pounding on the table so hard. Knocked over wine. And I'm like, you guys are the fucking worst.
Animals.
Thank you so much for winning this for us.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I didn't do shit. I was just like standing there getting decorated, went up on stage.
You did
just
something.
Like, look at me go. I'm fucking decorated. And yeah, it was a good time.
That's cool,
so
man.
I crushed that. And then tonight we had our office Christmas party, which is just the Villa Risa Christmas party, where all the residents come. And I've just heard horror stories. It's going to be nuts. It's nonstop. You're going to need to fucking rest a whole day afterwards. It's insane. And I'm like, that's fine. It's my birthday the day after. So I'm just going to like take it easy. Won't even have to worry about it. I won't be at work. It'll all be good. Well, it was fucking easy, man.
Yeah, it
was totally fine. It was like every other event. No biggie. You just do a little bit different work and then you're done.
Yeah.
It was all good. But they were just like, man, you're going to have the hardest fucking time.
They'll never see the light of day again. You're like, okay.
Drama queens, whatever.
You'll
it was
never feel
fine.
joy anymore. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I went to it. I helped clean up at the end.
It's true you did.
Okay,
It was a very sweet thing for you to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's essentially been my week instead of anime. So Kingdom Hearts and Christmas.
Nice. I caught up with some animes. I caught up with more of Reincarnated Slime.
Hell yeah. That's a
Goblin
good show.
Slayer.
Hell yeah. That's a good show.
The Running Boys.
Hell yeah. I haven't watched that show, but I'm sure it's a good show.
I think that's it. I didn't watch any other stuff. I was gonna watch some of the Bunny Senpai. I decided to just take a break.
It's so fucking good.
You can only jack off to one anime so many times. You gotta take a break. So I took a break from that. Other things I watched. I watched all of MasterChef Junior because I was working on stuff, so I started playing. Because I was watching Hell's Kitchen, I was catching up with Hell's Kitchen. And after Hell's Kitchen, I just started playing MasterChef Junior. I was like, cool, I guess this is fine.
I guess.
And the whole time, there's this kid named Alexander this is from the first season, and he's just fucking so pretentious. He's the best, and people are like, Alexander's really good. And I was like, I fucking hope Alexander fucking loses.
And he does.
Piece of shit wins the whole thing. It made me so mad. Like, fuck you,
man. That's pretty fucked up.
I've never wished, I've never had so much ill will towards a child in like my whole life. I was like, this fucking piece of shit. Flambeing shit like an asshole. So that was fun.
That's great.
I also started watching this other show on Netflix called The Last Table, which is another food competition show. It's like food porn at its finest, combined with like a food competition, and it's just like different people from different nations, and every episode's like they cook something from one nation, and then they get an ingredient from that nation during the elimination round, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, I've realized that a lot of the food that they like, their elimination food is just like, it's just kind of like, it's all the same stuff. It's mush, some sort of fish, and then like pretty stuff around it. Because they'll be like, we want the main thing to be the, like whatever the ingredient is to be the star of the plate. So what do? They puree the shit out of it.
Like we made a fig compote.
Yeah, we made it was what's it called? Like a cactus and what's it called? The cactus fruit, prickly pear.
Yeah.
Like, we made that like a salad, and they fucking blended the thing. I was like, cool. I guess I like it better when you guys are cooking other stuff.
Right. Yeah. No, that's kind of one of the issues with this that whole genre of competition.
All the stuff kind of ends up looking the same.
It's a surprise. Yeah, it's all really similar. Like at first it was like, holy shit, how are they going to make it work? And it's like, I just fucking put it in there and
they
whatever.
all make the same thing. Yeah, they're like, what do you do? It's like, oh, I put it in the pressure cooker and then I, smoked it and then I add some truffles. Like a lot of it's that. It's like, cool. Other shows will be like, they look more dynamic because they're not professionals, but these are all pros, so they know how to make a high class thing. And the worst part is like when the judge is judging, they're just like, they'll just be saying the similar stuff. They're like, cool, I can't back you because I'm not tasting it and I don't understand what you're saying because I'm not on that level of food. They'll be like, oh, it's so depth. There's so much depth and the contrast and the burnt. It's like, I don't know what that means.
It's like, all right, man, fucking whatever.
Cool, who the fuck is leaving, essentially. So,
how many deconstructed things did they make? Because I feel like that is the most common thing I hear.
For surprisingly, I've only seen a couple, but in the second season of Master Step Junior, because I just kept playing after the first one was done, there's this new kid. His name is Samuel. He's 12 years old. He fucking sucks dick. I thought Alexander sucked balls. Fuck Samuel.
Fuck this guy.
This fucking asshole's just like when he's giving his first like, yeah, my name's Samuel. My dream is to my biggest dream is to go out there and break all the rules and all the rules that people have set and just start a new way of thinking in this culinary industry. I was like, dude, you're fucking 12. Go get a girlfriend, bitch. Feel a boob for the first time, bitch. Then let me know what it feels like to flambe stuff, you bitch. Anyways, his favorite thing to do is deconstruct stuff. And it makes me so fucking mad because they'll be like, yeah, like, what are you doing? They'll be like, what are you doing, Samuel? Oh, I'm going to make a deconstructed this. And it's like, deconstruction. It's like, do you think deconstruction is the way to go? It's like, I think, deconstructing is really intelligent because you really have to understand what you're doing to deconstruct. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Why don't you just make a fucking steak?
I made a deconstructed steak, so essentially you just have the grass here.
Anyways, that guy sucks. I'll probably watch Master Step Junior season 2 just because I'm more or less invested. But I don't get it. I don't because I used to watch Master Chef. I'm like, this is great. And then after a couple seasons, I was like, I'm really tired of this. But for some reason, when it's kids, I'm just like, fuck these kids. It's like, fucking bullshit. It makes me so much madder. And there's kids I like, and I'm like, yeah, you fucking get it, Jack. And then Jack gets voted out. Like, man, fuck God. You guys don't know shit. Jack's a homie, or whatever. Yeah, I guess the moral of the story is if you want to make any show better for me, just make them kids.
Oh, that's hella funny. Yeah. Oh my God. A couple of on a totally different note, changing fucking. A couple of my friends came into town. Oh yeah, for some reason. Yeah, Kate and Abe came into town. Why?
Because you let them in. You gave them the key. I don't have the fucking key.
Oh, yeah, fuck you. All right. Sierra can make a copy.
It's fine. Anyways, Kate and Abe came and they spent the night.
They came, spent the night, but it was during the night of my Christmas party, so I saw them for like a total of like 2 hours or so, maybe.
Were you like roommates with Kate or just...
Okay, yeah, Kate and I lived together for about a year. Yeah, okay. And Abe and I worked together, and it was that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kate's just like, Chris, I fucking love Bunny Girl Senpai. That is the best show. And I'm like, it's so good.
I like how we've decided not to talk. I decided not to talk about it, and then here we are talking about Bunny Girl Senpai.
Exactly. Well, I thought I should bring that up. And she's like, it's so good. And I'm like, yo, check out Zombieland Saga. I think it's so for you. Bad. I think it's for you. And she's like, Chris, this show is so fucking good.
The zombie one?
Yeah, she fucking loves it. They're both phenomenal shows, and they both really surprised me.
Yeah, I think the season so
weird.
far,
it's a weird season
for me. It has to go Bunny Girls, like Bunny Girls.
Oh yeah, my Bunny Girl up top,
and then I think my second would probably be Runny Boys. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I understand. Obviously you love Zombie Girls because that's you like it. So
it's fucking well done. You know,
this season has been interesting. I can't say I've been disappointed by anything. I'm a little bummed at how Goblin Slayer has lost its steam.
It kind of feels that way, right?
I get what you're saying because I watched some more.
There were some cool parts. I'm like, holy shit, he just summoned the ocean.
It's still essentially pretty fun. Like I do like watching it, but I do get what you're saying. It's like, oh, cool. It's not as hype as I thought it was going to be. But from what I heard, I've talked to a bunch of people. Apparently the manga's crazy good.
I mean, yeah.
So they're saying like, yeah, well, there's those long periods where stuff just isn't kind of like not as fun. But we can only take so much of that into consideration because especially because we're not huge into manga. Mm-hmm. Like there's some manga I read, but I know you'll read like what's it fucking called?
Yotsuba.
Yeah, Yotsuba. But for the most part, you're not a manga boy.
No, I'm not a manga boy.
So
it's all good.
So when people say that to me, it's like that's great. I mean, it doesn't help me unless they get to that point in the anime because that's what I'm really into.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's awesome on chapter 400 if they only do 24 episodes or whatever. and I miss all of that, well, then my judgment is it's not as good. It's just not good, you know? So I do take that with a grain of salt. It's like, cool, it's good that it gets better. I would like it to get better now.
Have you ever read a manga and you were like, fuck this sucks?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, where a manga's just not good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, do you mean like a manga that was turned into an anime, or just any manga?
Just like kind of in general, but like something that people talk about, something that's like kind of known.
I don't. What's a manga that I've read that I don't like? I don't know, man. I was kind of disappointed with the Dead Man Wonderland manga.
Okay.
Like I read all of it. I think it's just because the chick went on hiatus so many times, and I felt like it didn't end right. I remember talking to somebody saying they loved the ending of the show. The manga. I wasn't a fan of it. But no, I mean, I've read really bad mangas before just because they're just not good or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're just smut, and you're just like, oh, I found this, maybe it's good. But no, I mean, but I can tell you this: I've seen way more bad animes than I have read bad mangas.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because like every time that I sit down and I'll read a manga, it's like, holy shit, this is so good. I love this. Yeah. But like, I feel like every time I'm like, it's just good.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. But like when there's a good anime, it's like, holy fuck, this is on another level. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're reading a manga and you're like, oh, this is great, I love it, I hope that the anime adaptation is good because this is a good story. And then like the anime is good, but it's not like as great good, or anything. Well, I feel like that's more common. So it's really hard for me to picture somebody being like, you know what, like, the manga wasn't good for this show, but the show is pretty good. Like, you know?
Well, people keep, I get what you're saying. I feel like it's because the source material has to be more or less strong for it to be committed to some sort of, animated media. I just know that, for example, like people hate the fucking Black Clover anime. Yeah. But they're like, dude, the manga's amazing. I was like, cool. But that, again, that does nothing for me because I'm not going to read the manga.
Listen, man, I just want to watch some anime. And like, I'm sure if I read the manga, it would be good.
But I'm not going to do it.
But I'm not going to. Exactly. Because like, I'm over here and I'm like, I want to read all of The Promised Neverland. The show's not out. I want to read the fucking books.
I heard that's really good though.
Exactly. And the first two, fucking awesome. Yeah. Love it. Want to read more. It's good. Mm-hmm. If the show's not good, I will keep reading more because I read the first two. Yeah, I've read the first two. Of course, I'm going to want to see more, but I'm not going to be like, hey, man, like, but the manga's good. Because it's like, no shit. That's why it was made into a goddamn anime. Of course it's good. Sometimes adaptations are bad.
And then they fuck it up.
Yeah, it's just so weird to me to think that, like, I don't know, people are like, Goblin Slayer, it could get great, though, because in the manga, it's, like, really fucking good. And it's like, yeah, but I mean, like,
that does nothing for me.
The show is good. It's just nothing special anymore. Yeah.
I like it. I think it's really cool just to see all that stuff. I just do get what you're saying that like it has hit its lulls or whatever. And it just after that first episode, I thought it's just going to be a hype train nonstop. Right. And it's for sure there's valleys and peaks to it, and there's been a lot of valleys lately. Not too many peaks.
Right. Just a heads up. I believe that the latest episode of Goblin Slayer is a recap.
Oh, I hate recap episodes.
Yeah, it's all from the perspective of the
boob chick.
No, I mean, unless you are talking about her, but the like ranch chick.
That's the one I'm talking about, dog.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the boob chick, the one that's like, I am
the blind one,
really fucking slow.
Is that the one with the thing on her face, like the? Oh no, the one that's pulls shit out of her boobs we're talking about?
Yeah, no, the boob chick.
Yeah, sorry. Boob chick, I was talking about, fucking farmy boob chick.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Why do all the chicks gotta be boob chicks?
I don't know. That show does have a lot of boob chicks. Except for two main chicks. Not boob chicks. What the fuck?
No, that's true.
Fucking Lolita as fuck.
I mean, they got their clothes ripped off or whatever.
Yeah, but, what's the point? No bops. A buddy of mine is he's modeling a character for his character modeling class, obviously, right? He's like, hey, you want to see? He's like, yeah. So he's showing us like the steps of it. He's like, this is in low poly, this is the high poly, and he goes like, and this is the clothes, without the clothes, and it's a girl. And I was like, oh, cool, nice. Rotate it so we can see it. No cakes, like no butt or whatever. It's just flat. Legitimately, it's flat. And I go, yo, dog, what's up with the butt? No cakes. She's got no cakes. And like, what do you mean? He's like, she's cakeless. Ain't got no cakes. And everybody just starts like looking over like, yeah, man, she's got no cakes. Where are her cakes at, dog? Like, yeah, bitch is cakeless. and he's like, oh, well, I was modeling the butt. And then like, it just, I realized there's no point because the clothes goes over. I was like, yo, dog, doesn't matter if we see cakes or not. You should put the cakes in there, you know? I was like, because now you're showing me this fucking cakeless freak, and I'm over here and I can't get my rocks off. He's just like, I'm really sorry, man. Next time I'll put cakes on it. That being said, another guy for senior portfolio, he was like, I want to make my own Disney princess. Like, cool. So he starts like showing us his process, and at first it was like a really shitty drawing, and then it's like, oh wait, he's a way better modeler than he is drawer, and like he gets to the point like, okay, cool, and then it started to decide to add skins. I was like, holy shit, this bitch is way too hot to be a Disney princess. Look at the cakes and bops on her, you know. And then he's like, oh, I also want to show you the face, and like he fucking put a big old hat on her so you can't see her face. He's like, yeah, you can see her lips and stuff. I was like, dude, you obviously focused on cakes and bops, and you're just like, oh, fuck, I don't have time for a face. So you put a big old hat on this bitch, okay? Just show us what we want and keep it pushing. Don't lie to me and be like, yeah, but look how beautiful her eyes are. Dude, you can't see her fucking face. It's all bops and cakes.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. Anyways.
So Goblin Slayer, it's going to be recap. That's what we were talking about.
And there's no fucking bops.
Yeah, you know, the weird thing about that too is like it comes down to budget type stuff. But
cut down on the bops, guys. We can't do it.
But I was reading the comments and people were just like, oh man, thank God we got that 30-second shot of a crow's eye. Because
when he died,
when he died or whatever.
Yeah. I thought that was super funny. I was like, wow, that looks really good. I was just like, why is this still fucking playing? I was like, oh my God, fucking Blink, do something, you know? It's like, it was, I do get it. Yeah.
I thought that was so fucking good.
I was like, this is art. And, you know, because we know, oh, look, guys, art. And then I go, this isn't art. It's fucking lazy.
Exactly. Like, what if we just like make it artsy and then like phone it in?
It's like, you know, it would be really cool. Yeah, 30 seconds of a fucking eye, and then we just fade to black.
It's like, hey, Greg, come in here. Do that thing you always do. And he's like, oh, I got you guys. Don't worry.
Makes one real good still image. Like, cool. And I just keep playing the track in the background. Yeah, I feel like that was
still going.
That was whack as fuck.
Yeah. So, anyways, the show is having some weird issues, but whatever.
Yeah, it's not as bad as my sister, my writer, who lost all funding or whatever.
True. Yeah. Hey, just a little fun fact about Zombieland Saga. So it has all these songs that play and whatnot. Well, the English dub it's the voice actor who does the main guy. I think his name is like Kitaru or something like that. Kitaro.
The manager or whatever.
Yeah. Really, really good voice actor for it. But long story short, all of the songs are still in Japanese. And people are like, what the fuck? Why isn't it in English or whatever?
Probably more work.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, hey, don't worry. The Blu-ray is going to have English. We just don't have enough time to simuldub it and do it with the whole songs and stuff. So we're going to redo the songs. Don't worry, guys. I'm like, oh, that's really cool that they're redoing it. That's awesome. Because
they don't have to.
Yeah. And I feel like with we'll talk about it in a minute, but bring this up again when we're talking about Backstreet Girls.
Okay, we will.
Okay.
Besides that, man, I don't really have much to talk about for animes I'm watching. We just get into the news.
I'm fucking into the news. So check it out. Makoto Shinkai, you know him, I know him, we all love him. He did great stuff like Your Name and etc.
Pat on my chest.
Hell yeah. So he's working on a new project called Weathering with You, which is going to premiere next summer, 2019, my boy.
Can I guess a few things?
Yeah.
It's going to be a love story.
Sure.
It's going to look beautiful.
Sure.
And it's going to make my dick rock hard.
Yes.
Nice. That's super cool. I'm really excited. I'm glad that he's still making stuff. God forbid something horrible happens to him and he dies at a young age, you know? Like the fucking homie that passed away before his time. R.I.P.
New job is.
Yeah. New job is, yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying is like, it's great that he's doing stuff. Because like, you know, some people rest on their fucking laurels. They're just like, I made that great thing. Now I'm done. It's like, and they'll like wait for 5 or 6 years. This fucker's just churning shit out. And that's great. Yeah. I'm super excited.
Really cool. So I'm way into that. We'll talk a lot about that in the future.
But we won't review it.
It's going to be that thing like Your Name of just like, all right, well, it came out in Japan. Here's the update about everything. And hey, last week we talked about it. People still like it. This week, people still like it, you know?
But not liked enough to be played here just yet.
So we'll go through a lot of that. Next up on news, Aggrestsuko, We Wish You a Metal Christmas special is going to be available to stream on Netflix on December 20th. So those of you that are a fan of the Sanrio character, this little red panda that listens to metal and gets mad at work and shit.
He's aggressive as fuck.
Yep.
He's a little fox, right? Or he's a red panda. You're right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of that stuff, but I don't mind him, honestly. I think it's great that he has that horrible trait of being super aggro.
Yeah, Sanrio decided to make like a couple of pretty weird characters, and I'm into it.
Did they also do the egg guy?
Gudetama, yeah.
Yeah, it's super great because, essentially, they pick a characteristic and they just kind of follow it. Like, Gudetama is like laziness, right, essentially. And then fucking this guy's aggro as fuck. But usually what they go with is like just cute. That's just kind of the thing, So it's cool for them to expand and be like,
branch out a little bit.
And pick some like less than less than good, characteristics. Like, hey, let's just pick sloth and fucking lust or whatever.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So good for them. They did some cool shit.
I might check that out. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. A show that we've talked about pretty frequently for the past several weeks is Zombieland Saga. It's going to be featured in Rolling Stone Japan.
Nice.
That's pretty cool, I think. Honestly, the music overall is like good. They do a bunch of different genres. They're doing a good job with the music.
Step aside, the gorillas. Here comes the zombie bitches.
Shit.
What's their zombie group name or something?
It's
like something about their town.
Franchuchu.
I thought it was something about the town that they're from or whatever.
That's Saga.
Oh, that's a Saga part?
Yeah.
Okay, fine, asshole.
I'm like, it's the Saga Prefecture? Oh my god.
Well, I thought it was Saga, like the saga of something,
Yeah, no, I know. It sounds like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Franchuchu.
Cool. That's not bad. Yeah.
And
would you get that if you could? The Rolling Stones cover.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah,
right? That'd be cool.
That'd be like a really cool like framed poster.
It's like, hey, what's this? It's a Rolling Stones cover of my favorite fucking all girl band. What do they do? Everything. They rap.
I don't know, man. You name it, they do it.
Yeah, and they're dead.
Oh yeah, they are very dead.
Nice.
So I'm excited to see what's going on with that. Also, I know you listened to last week's episode. Really stoked to find out what kind of spooky, scary, secret stuff is going to happen about the intro and all that stuff. Because, they teased like, hey, man, the intro isn't what you think it is. I'm excited.
Are we talking about
Zombieland Saga?
Okay, when did you talk about this?
Last week, I think.
But where into the podcast?
In the news.
I don't think I got that far.
What the fuck?
I think I got just up. I was learning.
You said you listened to it.
I didn't listen to all of it.
Oh my god.
I got really sick of your voice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can only do so much.
You said it was a good episode.
It was a good episode. But I told you I didn't listen. I didn't listen to the part of Hero Mask. I didn't get to that far because I didn't want to hear about it.
Oh.
Look, okay, point is, I don't support this podcast, okay?
Oh my goodness.
This is hands down the second best anime podcast out there.
Goodness.
First best, mine and Kyle's podcast.
Oh. Wow.
Can you stop? Can you just keep going?
I kind of like it. It feels fun to do that.
It sounds bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound bad for you.
Get the fuck out of
here.
here.
Zombieland Saga, the fucking intro, the directors, like 2 directors or something, said that the intro is going to take on a lot darker tone after you see this new episode.
That's a lie, man. I did get to Zombieland Saga. You guys talked about how she was super pissy because like she wasn't in time with the group and she ran away and a bus hit her or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's as far as I got. Literally as far as I got.
Okay.
If I played that podcast right now, if I found that's where we'll be at.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so she kind of like forgets her like all of her memory of after being dead. Does she wake up again? Yeah. So she doesn't. Yeah. So she doesn't know what's going on. But I think in the newest episode, it's going to explain like she might have died a different way than getting hit by a truck, or like maybe there's some fucked up other shit that we didn't know about. Maybe they've been doing this for years and like
maybe it's just like a thing. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Maybe they just have each different careers and this time they're doing. Anyways, I'm really hoping that they were all actually Power Rangers
or Magical Girls or whatever.
No, they were Power Rangers.
Okay, fine.
In the intro.
Okay, fine.
You fucking telling me that you think that things that fight a giant lobster in fucking Power Ranger suits are magical girls? The next Pokemon movie is going to be called Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. It's going to premiere in Japanese theaters on July 12th, 2019. How do you feel about that? Do you like the Pokemon anime movies?
Probably not going to watch it.
Yeah, nah.
They're not doing like the stupid like
What do you mean stupid?
I didn't get to finish my sentence. They're not doing like the stupid like, hey, here's that's awesome. Sorry, gimmicky thing where it's like there's a new legendary, and they just do a movie that premieres on Cartoon Network. It's like these are the ones that like premiere in the actual theaters, right? Like the ones that were like they're making currently, whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of those ones do come out in Japan though.
Also,
I think
those are so bad. I don't like those.
Yeah, no, they're pretty garbo.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is going to be the next anime film. So
if you want to watch it, I'll watch it. But I don't think I'd actively go and search it.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
The extent of my love for Pokemon is every now and then I open Pokemon Go and send you a gift.
I really like Pokemon. I like Pokemon so fucking much.
I know.
I'm going to eat so much fucking Pokemon ass when the new game comes out for the Switch.
Not the Go ones, the newer ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making a new, like a real, like legit one.
Yeah, they announced that they're going to make them, and they're coming out in 2019.
Okay, cool. So it's not just this fucking bullshit.
No, it's not going to be some fucking bullshit. I've heard a lot of different stuff. I watched the completionist review of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And Pikachu, I don't really know, but he definitely played the Eevee one. Anyways, they did a lot of things in it that I think are pretty cool, but then they did some stuff which I think is fucking shitty. Like, first off, I don't like the way that you have to catch Pokemon. That's my issue with it.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of people's issue with it. I
don't like the way they evolve Pokemon. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, I don't like the way that they level up and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't like all of that. I don't know. I'm not into it. But the thing that I don't like the most is the thing that I thought I would like the best.
The Pokemon following you?
No, I love that.
I love that.
That's
my
great.
favorite
I didn't
thing,
think that would be the best part because I've already seen it in previous games and it was fantastic and I want it again. But they made it so after you finish the game, there are master trainers everywhere. And when you defeat the master trainers, you get that title. So you're like Charizard Master, Juan, whatever. But there's one for each Pokemon, all evolutions of them.
Every single one?
Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only, the first gen.
Core. Okay.
Yeah. But they make it so you have to have a level 70 Pokemon in order to do it. So you have to fight using your level 70 Dratini. You can't it's so much fucking grinding. So you hit level fucking 40 or whatever, and you're like, nope, can't turn into Dragonair. You gotta stay Dratini. It has to
be 70 Dratini. Oh, you were saying that is shitty.
So it's really lame that you have to use this fucking Pokemon, tell them to stop evolving, don't evolve, don't evolve, over and over and over, all the way up to that level. It's like, hey man, how about we just make it an easier level? Like, why don't we just go level 40 or 50 or something?
Yeah, you want to do it 10 times. Yeah, it's fucked up.
I know. I was pretty pissed about that because I'm like, that was the coolest part, and it made it the most grindy, stupid, fucking pointless part. The Metapod battle legit took him 30 minutes
because it's just harden back and forth.
Yeah, they have tackle and harden, or maybe it's not tackle, maybe it's something else. But the other one is way faster and has higher defense. So it goes first, it hardens, its defense goes up, it hardens again and hardens again and hardens again. You can't do any damage. So you wait 30 minutes until they run out of hardens, run out of tackles, everyone's fucking there. And then it starts struggling where it takes away bigger chunks of your HP. So it just struggles and it hurts itself because it can't do anything. And then it dies eventually. And it's like, fuck that. So I don't know. I feel like it was a really, really, really cool concept that I fucking loved. And yeah, it was all fucked up. So I love Pokemon. I want to eat that ass. But I gotta wait. Gotta wait a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not cool. It's cool that they're making a new Pokemon game.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Fucking.
What else you got for news?
That's it.
That's all the news?
I mean, sorry. Breaking news. This just in. There is going to be a new general manager. Sorry, I couldn't figure out what it was. A new general manager of Crunchyroll. The co-founder Kungao has stepped down, and Joanne Wage, I don't know, the former CEO of Viki, has taken over the role as of September 2018. So yeah, this is gonna essentially not change a whole lot right now because Kungao is still working at Crunchyroll. He's still an advisor, and he's still a board member, all that stuff. So anyways, he's gonna work on some ongoing projects and whatnot. But that's just that's some hot news. So that's pretty cool.
In other news, you got more news?
Yeah, in other news, Kuroko's Basketball. Yeah. The movie and epilogue is on Crunchyroll now.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Isn't it great?
Oh, I love that show. You like Dragon Ball Z? Nah. You like basketball? Nah. You like Dragon Ball Z and basketball? Nah. Don't watch the show.
No shit. Okay.
More show for me.
There is also just a fun little thing. There is a new app that's coming to phones in all countries but China.
Fuck off, China.
China has some weird things.
They got a bunch of weird rules. Things got to be like, sometimes things got to be like tailor made for them, or like, or changed for them to be like, no, we don't like it because you use this word instead of this word or whatever, you know? Your logo is too provocative.
So this is an interesting thing. Production IG, they have an app that Japanese people have had for a little bit. Essentially, it has different kinds of animation and indie productions, and it's vertical anime. So it's like made for your phones. Yeah, really interesting stuff.
That's interesting because I remember like I had a friend who would argue with me all the time. I'd like look at videos on my phone and just kind of hold it the way vertically, you know?
Yeah.
And he would yell at me like, "Fucking turn it, you know, sideways." And I'd be like, and he'd be like, do you fucking understand that these videos are made to be in this, horizontally, whatever? And he'd be like, that's the format of it. These phones are built to be just like, yeah, but I just want to hold it straight up and down.
Yeah.
So now I can be like, you know what, fuckhead? These are meant to look this way.
So anyways, it's called Anime Beans if you wanted to download the app. It's called Anime Beans, and there are right now 10 titles that are available with English subtitles. Ooh. So there's Gift, plus minus, Karada Sagashi, Kuruneko, Office Lover 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Monkey Peak.
Oh, yeah.
Caramel Honey.
No, gross.
Would you like some coffee?
No, thank you. What else? You got any animes though?
Musunde Hirete.
Yeah.
Precarious Woman Executive Miss Black General.
Too many words? I dig it.
Date Room with Kento Ito, live action situation movie.
Yeah, digging that.
There are going to be more English subtitled series that are going to be added on a regular basis. Anyways, you could download it on Google Play or the iTunes App Store. And they've got some free ones, some rental, and you could like purchase them.
Cool. Maybe next week we'll review this shit. Who knows?
And you can watch paid content using Bean Points, which is an in-app currency.
I know what a Bean Point is, homie.
Yeah, you do.
Bring that shit up. I'll show you what a Bean Point looks like, bitch.
And you could buy that from Anime Beans shop.
Why beans? What for Production IG? You think like they had you could have named it anything. You're just like, let's fucking call it fucking.
I love it. It's so fucking funny because you've watched Community, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole thing where they're making fun of like Facebook in a way and like rating systems and all that shit. And they come out with an app called Meow Meow Beans, which you rate each other, like how good you are. And then everyone's being rated for everything they do. And it's the like fucking weirdo, like futuristic, shitty fucking Tim and Eric situation. Like they're in the episode doing some weird stuff where it's some kind of a dystopia.
Meow Meow Beans.
It was great. Loved it. Called Meow Meow Beans. So anything with fucking beans in it always reminds me of that. Anime Beans.
What a good memory. I forgot that. And I think about the community like every day.
I think about the community a lot.
It's like, oh, that's so thoughtful of you. He's like, yeah, I love it when Troy, found his purpose as a plumber or whatever.
So you mean Community?
Yeah, the community. The real fans call it the community.
Okay. There are no other communities. It's just the community. If you're trying to talk about like, I don't know,
my brother
likes the community.
Are these NorCal or SoCal rules?
Anyhow, that's all the news that I have. You got anything? You got any fucking?
I do.
Pew, 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 pew. Newsflash. Let's go.
Chargers are 11-3. They're pretty close to getting the number one bye in the first round pick of the AFC title. So things are pretty good, man. Oh, and I'm officially in 9th place for fantasy football.
Wow, that would have been a great thing to tell me at what's good.
No, this is news. This is important. People want to know the news. Anyways, let's talk about this week's topic.
What is it?
Backstreet Girls. Something.
Backstreet Girls Gokudolls.
Nailed it.
So it's made by a little studio called... how do you pronounce this? JC Staff? Yeah, okay. Cool. JC Staff. They've made a lot of things such as Food Wars, including Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon?
It's not.
And I can't talk, man. It's been a fucking day. The Disastrous Life of Saiki K.
It's not. If you want to know if it's wrong, it's not.
It's not. It's not wrong.
Saiki K sucks dick, though.
So here's the thing. We have seen all of these shows, whether it's a lot or a little. We are familiar with them.
I think I've probably seen. Well, I've seen all of Dungeon, right? You haven't. You saw some of it.
I've seen some.
You saw a couple episodes of
like 4
of the Food Wars.
Oh, Food Wars. I've seen 3.
3. Okay, I think I'm like 6 deep.
Yeah.
And then I watched all of
Saiki K.
Saiki K.
Yeah, of course you had to.
I can't believe we watched all of that.
We didn't watch all of it, did we?
No, I think we did, man. I gotta go back. I'm really curious.
Holy shit!
Because I feel like that's a show I would have. I think I did. I think I watched all of it. I would love to see though. Anyways, so yeah, we are familiar with JC Staff's work, and they do other things that are they're really good at. These are just like things that
Well, for those 3 shows that I mentioned, I chose those specifically because they did do a lot of other stuff. Yeah. And why did I choose those specifically? Like, give me some key points of each show.
So you picked. I feel like you picked. Is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon to show that they can make really good looking shows? But they have plots or whatever, but it is they can lead towards ecchi things or whatever. Like they're not like G rated or whatever, which is fine. It's a show that I enjoy that you might not, but it's a good show.
It's a good show. Yeah.
It's a show it's a show that you for sure don't show your cousin for the first time when you're trying to get her into anime.
No, it's not.
Okay.
R.I.P. Ruthie. R.I.P.
R.I.P. And then the reason you pick I think Food Wars is because it's a similar thing. Huge show, huge popularity. People really dig it. People like it a lot. It's funny in quotations, right? It's supposed to be a funny
comedy
show. Also looks really good. Huge edgy elements to it.
Yep.
Over the top. Something you're not a fan of. And I think it's okay. It's not the worst thing. I do.
It's fine.
I think it looks really good, and I think it's kind of funny too.
Yeah.
But solid show. More importantly than anything, super popular. People dig this fucking show.
Yeah.
And successful, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
And then the reason you pick Saiki K is because, well, people like this show, right? It's supposed to be a comedy.
It is a comedy.
And it's ugly as fuck.
Yes.
And specifically, it reminds us a lot of this, Backstreet Girls.
The show that we're going to talk about.
The style is spot on. But it's crazy to see that JC Staff can do these 3 different things or whatever.
So,
and then but this 4th
is it wrong to try to pick up Girls in a Dungeon? It has very small comic elements.
Yeah.
They're there, but that's clearly not the focal point. So they can focus on action and stuff, which is great.
Action and edgy, essentially. Yeah. That's their bread and butter.
Fantastic.
For
And then Food Wars is just a classic shonen with a lot of comedy and ecchi elements.
Ecchi elements, for sure, yeah.
Also looks fucking incredible. I want to eat that. I want to fuck that food.
As much as you don't like that show, there's one thing you can't knock the fact that it's a gorgeous show.
Hell no. It's fucking great looking.
Yeah, so good.
Some episodes don't look as good as others, but that being said, they still look great.
I think it's a budget issue. There's
exactly.
Dude, episode 1 and 2 looked really good. 3 and 4 are going to struggle. And then 5 and 7 or whatever can be solid. They're then 6 and 9 are not going to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just kind of the business, right?
It's just a balance. Yeah. Like can't always have a great episode, but whatever. So overall, they know how to make really good looking stuff. They know how to make quality content that people love.
Yeah.
And then there's Saiki K, which is a very big comedy show. Honestly, a lot of the premises in Saiki K could be pretty funny. I just fucking hate the main character.
Yeah.
He sucks. The side characters are pretty shitty as well. The animation is very minimal.
Yeah.
Minimal animation. Not a whole lot going on. A lot of shots where there's just like people talking, but you don't really see anything going on. And now let's talk about Backstreet Girls Gokudolls.
Yeah, so we wanted to watch this show for a while now because we saw the preview. When we see the preview for things, essentially all we get is like a picture and a little small description, and it's just like 3 Yakuzas have to go to Korea, no, not Korea, to Thailand and get fucking sex changes and now become an idol group. And I was like, yeah,
that sounds fucking hilarious.
It has all the things I want.
And they're like JC Staff, and it's got like ecchi comedy. Okay. Yeah, I could see this. This sounds good.
And what's super funny is that you and I are like, exactly, that's our mentality. Like, we know what they can produce.
Yeah.
Little did we know or remember, they also did Saiki K.
Yeah, did not. At the time when we heard about Backstreet Girls, it was before we had seen Saiki K.
Yeah, and
we didn't realize that was something that we might have to worry about.
We did not know that was in the cards. So what happened with this show is it never actually simulcasted anywhere here. You know, like
no, we were just like, where the fuck do we watch this shit? Nowhere, it doesn't exist.
It was super frustrating because like we couldn't get any answers, and I guess we kind of just assumed like, well, it's gonna end up on Netflix because that's kind of what happens. Like, you know,
I mean, it's not like we went out and we were like, where the fuck do we watch this? We're just like paying attention on kind of like all media. If anyone's talking about it, if it's on any streaming service, and we've looked it up on streaming services to be like, do we fucking miss this? Also, sometimes things like the Frankenstein show we never watched, that anime that came out like 4 weeks after all the other shows had started airing. We were hoping it was a situation like that. It was not.
No, it was a Netflix thing, and we've had this before with Violet Evergarden. But at least with Violet Evergarden, the hype was so huge for that show that we knew it's going to come out, and it's going to come out fucking Netflix. So when this thing dropped, it dropped sometime last week or whatever, I think. And I was like, it was in the middle of the night. I'm like just scrolling through like Netflix, and it says, you know, new on Netflix original, whatever, fucking Backstreet Girls. I'm like, holy shit, screenshot, send it to you. It's like, Trip, it's fucking out. We got to watch it.
Yeah, it was like 1 a.m. and I look at my phone. I'm like, cool. And I didn't even respond. I just went back to sleep.
No, you did. You said something like, I woke up for this. I was like, isn't it? Yeah, it's fucking great. And then like later, like I guess later in the morning, whenever like it was like a decent time to talk, I was like, hey, just checking. We're watching this for the next week. And you're just like, yeah, obviously.
Like, yeah, no fucking doubt. We've been waiting for this shit. So we get down to it and it starts out. You watched it before I had an opportunity. And you're like, hey man, have you seen any of it? And I'm like, no, not yet, man. I've been pretty fucking busy. I haven't had time. And you're like, well, do you want to know? I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then you're like, well, you give me a heads up about things sometimes. I'm like, fuck
yeah. Well, that's because whenever a show's bad, I usually hear two things from you. It's either whenever we watch a show like this, I usually get two things. I get one response like, hey, we watched the show yet? And I go, no. And you go, oh, cool. It's solid or whatever. It's fine. Or you wait, you can't wait to watch it or whatever.
Yeah. And
the other one is just like, have you seen the show? You know, it's like, no, it's fucking horrible, man. It's like, and you're like, dude, you just watch it in English, do homework while they're watching it. Like, it's
I like to give you a heads up so that you don't waste your time. Exactly. You don't fucking try to commit to some shit that sucks.
So I was like, hey man, have you seen? You're like, no. I was like, well, I'll just like, it's, it almost lacks animation. Like it's like, and you're like, what? I was like, yeah, man.
I actually didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah. So what I meant from was essentially like they have a really specific art style or whatever, and like it's at first it started like the intro starts and it's this weird like go-go dancing, like rotoscope, like it's actual people dancing. They just kind of, they put colors on them and whatever. And I was like,
the intro looked fine. It just looked weird.
I didn't like it. It was a little weird. And I was like, I wonder how the show is going to be.
Honestly, the song was fine for the intro though.
Fine. Yeah. No, but the visuals are shit. And then like the show starts, I'm like, so this is the show. And it's essentially like really stylized drawings. And they're like, sometimes they do really like serious, like specific, like harsh lines and harsh shadows and stuff to show stuff. But when it comes to animating, it's almost non-existent. It's like when they talk, the animation is a lot of their like mouth opening, going up and down or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they do stuff, it's like just still frames. And like, it's very like, it reminds me of like a comic book, that moves.
Right.
Like the door will slam open and it's like him kicking the door, his legs straight out, and the door is now open. And there's like all these like effect like drawings, like these line drawings. It's like, and they add music and the stuff to make it look like there's motion.
And what I kept thinking as I'm watching this is I'm like, this reminds me of Newgrounds in like 2003 or something.
It's like,
I'm just fucking
it's like
watching
instead of animating like the walk cycle, which would be like 8 frames, it's like, cool, let's animate the first one and then we'll have him like look like he's gonna walk and then we'll just kind of pan while they walk or whatever. It's like, it's just poorly done, you know?
It's like an incredibly well done storyboard.
Exactly. And it's not like super shitty like the levels of like Inferno Cop, where it's it's not that bad. But it's
not purposefully terrible like that.
It's a step above that, but it's done. It's like, damn, this is bad. And the thing is, I watched the first episode and then I talked to you about it. I was like, fuck, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
But I don't want to because nothing about it, like nothing visually about it makes me want to look at this, But then like the days started getting closer to us recording. I was like, fuck, I have to do this.
Yeah, just do it, man.
So I popped it on and I would listen to it while I was working. And honestly, it was a lot easier.
It was really funny.
It was a lot easier to get through because it has really good like dialogue essentially, right?
The voice acting. Watching it in Japanese, the voice acting was incredible. I was shocked. But then I was like, well, it needs to be. Yeah. Otherwise, the show would just be, it would be dead.
It's kind of like, it gives me like the vibes for like, what's it called? Pop Team Epic, you know?
Yeah.
It has like that gimmickiness where like, you know, they have like really big man voices and like little tiny girl voices or whatever. Yeah. So like it
switches back and forth a lot. They do that
switch. And in English, it's not the worst voice acting. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It just didn't blow me away.
No. I can imagine the Japanese one being a lot better.
Oh, wow. I was just shocked at how good it was.
But the English one, it did its job. I was able to get through all of it. And there were points in the show where I actually did laugh. And I did think, oh, this is pretty funny.
Yeah, honestly, they had a lot of pretty good jokes. It was a little bit raunchy, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, well, it's like rated TV MA. Like it's very clear. Like this is not for like kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, we see just like a bunch of madness. You know, it's like we said, the story is really simple. Like it's about these Yakuza guys, and they fuck up. They don't ever say what they fuck up, but they messed up.
They just fucked up something big.
Yeah, and the boss is like, I'm either gonna fucking kill you or fucking make you guys get sex changes, and you guys become a pop idol group with us first. And like, okay, cool. So they go get sex changes, and they want to be super hardcore Yakuzas and be down for the family, but they're having to do these weird fucking pop idol things, and obviously they're men on the inside but women on the outside, and it's like, so
their internal monologue is always in a man voice,
very deep and very like,
but then when they talk to each other, it's always in a girl voice.
Super cute. Yeah. And you know, and that's where all the jokes come from. It's essentially like, oh, a very cute girl would never say something like this or whatever. Or like, you know, it's situational humor where it's just like things happen and they forget that they're women or that they're now women or whatever, and because inside they're still boys and they're bros or whatever, and they do very manly things. And for the most part, like I said,
well, it's not just that they're women too, it's that they're pop idols.
Yeah,
so they're being interviewed, they're interacting with fans.
Oh yeah,
and they can't fuck up. They have to like always be in cute character, girl or whatever. Yeah,
and sometimes they do fuck up. Sometimes they're just like, oh, right, fuck, that's right, we're not these tough and gruff men anymore. They have to pretend to be this other thing. And it's funny because like sometimes like they'll have to deal with other men hitting on them or whatever, and it's just like, ugh, how cringy is this, you know?
There were a lot of moments like that. Yeah.
But yeah, and like we said, it's a comedy show, so like there's no real plot throughout the thing. You know, the time as the timeline that progresses from them first starting to the very end of them, being in the business for a while now. Yeah. But it's never like there's a plot or overarching theme or anything. There is this theme. There's a plot where like the wife of the Yakuza's boss wants to, sabotage the girls for some reason, because she hates all pop groups or whatever.
Yeah, which whatever.
Yeah, but it's like the least important thing ever, because honestly, all it is like funny jokes, vulgar stuff, and like these really crazy, wacky situations.
And the parts that aren't vulgar are pretty funny too, I thought. So animation fucking sucks. Watching this in English is a very good, like, hey, I'm doing other shit and I'm just listening because the animation doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
so
you
whatever.
don't have to look, yeah.
But there's this whole bit where it's like their first radio interview and they're being interviewed with another idol duo. So it's 3 dudes and then it's that are chicks, and it's 2 girls, and they ask a question to the Backstreet Girls, and they're just like, yeah, here's my answer, like, I just love doing it for the fans. The fans always keep us going. And they're like, oh, whoa, that's a generic ass answer.
Yeah, they're like, fucking,
what the fuck?
The radio host.
Yeah, and then the other girls are just like,
fucking rookies,
just like fucking got them. And then they give more answers like, well, what's your favorite food? And they're like, oh, I really like strawberries right now. Like a good strawberry cake is always good. It's like, huh,
that's kind of boring.
Seems pretty normal.
They're
like, what? I thought normal was good. We can't say normal shit. And then like it goes fucking extreme from that point. They're like, okay, we don't know. We're getting fucked over by just giving normal answers. So I'll give like a crazy answer for the last one. They're like, excuse me, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah, it's good. It was like,
it was a funny little bit.
I think the bit was like, he was like, yeah, I need to say something that will like, connect with the like the audience, like your viewers or your listeners or whatever, but also like, be real, be who you are. And he's just like, yeah, I found a pubic hair that was white the other day.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then they're just like, what? And what's great is that there's also like what's the word? Like a narrator for the thing. So the narrator is like, yeah, that was a really poorly done interview. Like, but secretly they got a lot of new fans because of that, a bunch of creeps, like a freaks out there like, wow, me too, man. Like, like it's just like, there's funny things in the show. Like, one of my favorite bits, and this is very crass or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it had a lot leading up to it too.
I'll talk about the leading up to it part. One of the characters keeps saying stuff about his butt hurting, and he's the blonde character, and he's older or whatever, and he has hemorrhoids. Like he has like he's like butt problems. So he's like he eventually has to like eventually go to the doctor because he can't work because of his issues. And like he goes to the doctor, and she's a super gorgeous girl, and she puts her finger up his butt, and she feels a prostate, and she's just like, yeah, this is a woman's clinic. And then he's just like, fuck, and he goes, yeah, well, I'm a woman in body and mind now, or whatever. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And so they continue with the, the procedure. And he was super, and then he gets super happy. He's like, wow, she had her finger up. But it was the best feeling in the world.
Right.
And so then they do a surgery.
And it's also a lot of like, holy shit, like we have been single for so long since this.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can't, because they're not allowed to have relationships because they're attracted to women. And obviously they can't hook up with chicks because they're idols, right?
Yeah. So there's a huge taboo on
They don't want to
everything.
hook up with dudes because they're guys and they're not attracted to dudes. So
and they're used to being like a part of the fucking Yakuza where they could just sleep with like any women that they want.
Like womanizers or whatever. Or like one of them was a huge lady man's like, nope, not anymore. So he goes back. So he has to go to surgery, and like the fucking the guy comes in. He's like, I heard you have to do surgery because of your butt. It's like, it's no worry about it. It's like and then he's like, he gets mad at him. But the good joke, but my favorite part of this whole spiel, this whole bit is like, she gets the surgery done, and like the doctor's like, okay, be very careful with with what you do. Don't strain yourself too much, because essentially like inside your butt, like it's just like a time bomb. It can go off any second. So be very careful. Like essentially she's like, don't strain yourself. Don't strain your butt. And so she stands up really quickly because she's arguing with like another character who's a girl, like a legit girl who has been added to the group as like a trainee,
which I thought was also good. And they were
great. Yeah.
They were also trying to be like, so you also got punished,
like,
and
so you got the surgery, right? Anyways, so she stands up really quick, and obviously like it bursts the surgery that was in her butt, so just blood spurts out her ass like crazy. And then the girl's like, holy shit, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, it's just my period or whatever. And then he's just like,
just super cash.
Yeah, she's just like, what? He's like, but I heard an explosion. He's like, nah, I got a heavy flow. I'm gonna go buy some pads. It's just like, it was just like
super weird.
I don't know what I was doing. I think I was in the middle of like animating something. I was like looking at
fucking caught
like
you
in the
off
graph
guard.
editor, and like this scene happened, and I just lost my shit. It was really funny. Like I said, they had their moments in the show where I'm just like, wow, that is fucking money right there.
Yeah. So whether it's a crass joke or whether it's not, they have jokes that just work.
Yeah. Like there's like we were talking about earlier, they have a girl who joins the group. And it's this really weird bit because, like, they had a guy that was from the U.S. who got punished. He was in the Italian mafia. He got punished, and he got turned into a girl too. And so his mom,
and he didn't realize what was happening either. When they were like, "Oh, yep, the next thing that you got to do is you got to get on a plane, go to Thailand."
He's like, you got to do whatever you can for the family. And he doesn't know, and they like. He's like, hey, can I touch your guys' boobs? And the girl's like, sure, I guess, or whatever.
Sure, no problem, man.
And they're like, wow, girls in Japan are so nice. Or it's like, and they're like, you poor son of a bitch. And so he comes back and turned into a girl. And so he's around this when this is happening, and they add a new person. He gets super jealous about it because, oddly enough, a lot of these characters start becoming really obsessed with the fact that they are idols. Well,
also they had like. They went and had brainwashing therapy stuff too.
They put them in a room with a TV, and there's like they're training them for hours on end, just watching idol stuff. So their shit does get fucked. But they're starting to like it. They're starting to be like, this is their family. This is they're like, we've never had real friends, and now they're close knit with these two other people, and they're just like, well, now this is our family.
Which they're also frustrated that they like it now too.
Yeah, because they're manly men. They're
Yakuza fucking men. Hard as fuck.
Another bit I really liked was they were deputies for a day with the cop or whatever. And they're like, oh shit, they're like, the cop says something cryptic like, I know of you guys or whatever, I know what the deal is. And so then they extrapolate from that, it's like, oh shit, this is the cop that's in the fucking force who's squeezing our mob boss or whatever, is making us pay him money for some shit. He's got some dirt on us. He was like, and they think about like, well, our captain's always said like, do whatever you can to protect the family. And they're like, we got to protect the family, and this is the only way we know how. So what they do is like, he comes in the room, they knock him out, push him on top of one of the girls. She removes her top, and they start taking pictures. Like, oh my god, he's sexually assaulting me, or whatever. Gets sent to jail for like for this stuff because there's evidence or whatever. There's 3 of them corroborating with the fact that he did this to her, and then we get a flashback to like back when the boss was younger, and their captain was younger with another homie, and they're just like, you and I are best friends. We joined Yakuza at the same time. One of them got chosen to be in the cops, like join the police force, and then be their inside mole, and like it's been this 20-something year like long plan, and these fuckers ruin it in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking, and like the guys, like the captain's like crying. It's like, my best friend is gone forever now. You know, like he's a corrupt cop. He's going to jail. They're gonna kill him essentially. You know, oh that was money. I was like, that was fucking good. So yeah, as much as I disliked looking at the show,
it was such a visually bad show. I can't stress that enough. So if you need to watch something that has a lot of action going on, a lot of stuff, whether you like it to look good or not, like this isn't
the show for you. No. If you're somebody who like us, obviously, like you listen to this podcast, who could listen, who just enjoys hearing people talk, this might be the perfect show with you. Turn it on and just kind of don't look at it, because that's what I did.
Which it's got a couple of hard points about that. They are idols. They sing songs. The songs are funny. Yeah, they're in Japanese.
Funny. Yeah, so you have to read the lyrics.
So like the first song they're playing it's essentially about like, oh man, we're Yakuza, we'll like chop off your finger or whatever. Yeah. But it never says they're Yakuza. It just says like, if you leave me, I'll chop off your finger because girls, and we date boys. I like the one where we're fucking intense.
They talk about sharing like sake with each other, because like apparently in like the mob, like the way the Don shows respect to you or whatever is he'll share a bowl, like the specific drinking bowl with you or whatever, and they sing like a song about that, and like because like that's all they ever wanted, you know. And I thought that was my favorite song,
dude. It was great. They did such a good job with the songs, and honestly, the songs are good.
Yeah, no, they were fun. They were for sure fun.
They sound like J-pop. It was really well done, but it's not in English, so you gotta watch that shit. Yeah. So that's kind of an issue with it. Also, they went back and forth between calling each other bro and stuff and saying Anaki.
I thought Anaki was like one of the character specific names. That's why I was like, I don't know, because
it means brother.
Does it?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
So it's like calling somebody your senpai, but it's even more than that.
Oh, you're my Anaki, bro. You're my brother, bro.
Yeah. Anaki.
I guess that didn't bug me too much because I was seeing in English. They said bro, and they also would say Anaki. I was like, cool. I didn't know they meant the same thing.
It frustrates me because it feels wrong.
It feels so wrong.
When you could just, because why would you not change that? I don't know. It just it felt like it was so out of place. Because I mean, you know, like Gurren Lagann, you have Shimon is constantly saying like Anaki, but then like it's not going to be the same if he's saying that in English. It's just like, oh, that feels different.
Doesn't he call him Big Bro in English?
Yeah, though? Big Brother, like Big Bro, yeah, whatever. That makes more sense.
They physically
that
change.
feels more connected. I don't know. And this one, it's just like it's just such a disconnect. But just a couple of little gripes about the English translation, which it was fine, but it was not fine.
So like I said, I don't think I'd recommend this to anybody unless they're just down to listen to it. And it's a fun listen. It's a real fun listen. I like, the more I think about it, the more you and I have talked about it, I did enjoy my time. Like I had some good chuckles, but
I made it through all of it without much struggle. Yeah. My struggle at the beginning was, fuck, I'm not going to read all this. There's nothing going on. And then it became like, I'm really happy I'm listening to this. All right.
The struggle of it almost at the beginning was, damn, I'm disappointed with it not being like, you know, on the levels of Food Wars or the levels of, you know, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? It was like, oh shit, it's Saiki K levels, which is...
Could you imagine if it looked like Kakegurui or something? Because it had a lot of those like reaction shots.
Yeah, which were pretty cool. Like honestly, and those, like when they drew those, like, oh nice, I see what you're going for. I wish you would have done it like with an actual like, art, like a team.
If it was Kakegurui style, you'd be like, oh fuck yeah, that's some good faces.
I feel like this is just another like... I was comparing this to that other show, Magical Girl Ore, earlier.
Yeah.
And what I was saying is that like...
And off the mic, you were saying
off the mic. Yeah, I'm sorry. Off the mic, you and I were talking about this. I was like, it reminds me of that show because you and I were super excited to see this show because the premise sounded really interesting, you know?
Yeah, great ideas.
And then when we get around to it, it's just not executed properly, you know? And
it just fell flat.
Magical Girl Ore was even worse. Like that one like looked like shit. The voice acting was shit. The story was shit. It was just all around bad. Like they just fucked up on that one. Good. The only thing good about it was its premise, right? This one had a really cool premise. We were super hyped for it. And the only thing that kind of fell flat for it, honestly, was just the fact that there was almost no animation.
Yeah.
And that's kind of sucks because we're huge fans.
So weird. But I don't know what happened.
It'd be cool if I mean, I don't know. This is probably I don't know what the source is. It's probably some like really shitty manga or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
If they were ever to remake this with actual animation, this could be probably one of the best comedies out there.
I think it could be one of the best adult comedies out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's no fucking Konosuba or whatever.
Yotsuba.
Yakubatsu.
Konosuba is an adult comedy shonen.
Yeah, it is. You're right. But yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. You know, like we watched it. I'm not going to tell people about it.
If somebody was like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, should I watch it? I'd be like, you should listen to it. I had a good time with it, but it looks fucking terrible. So check out the first episode, see how you feel about it, and then maybe just listen to it if you kind of like the jokes, but it was too intense. That's essentially all I could say. It's not one of those things where it's like, you know, you got to give it a couple episodes. Because the first episode has all the jokes that the rest of the show will have. You just have to commit
to watching all of it. Yeah, no, I agree. Like after that first episode, I was like, damn. That was great, but bad or whatever. You know, is that weird? Yeah, that weird sense, that weird like, mixture that
fuck, I don't want to have to watch this, so I won't. I'll listen. Mm-hmm. It was, yeah. And when I say I'll listen, I mean, of course, it's
you're just
still,
looking at the stuff.
Yeah. No, it was still like I'm watching the show,
but not as
not a lot's going on.
Yeah,
I'm also playing games on my phone, dicking around.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
Making food.
It's okay for the most part. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. It could have been so much better, and it wasn't. It was no Saiki though. And again, like I feel like I shit a lot on Saiki. And the thing is, if you like that show, and if you like the show for the visual aspects, because I like it for everything but the visual aspects, and you think it's great, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Good for you.
More power to you. I disagree. But yeah, for sure. Like, don't let us be like, well, you know, Trippin' Juan said it's fucking garbage, so I'm wrong. Like, no, if you like it, that's fine. You're
always form your own opinion.
You're allowed to like whatever you want. In my opinion, I think it's just, you know, fucking really hard to look at. So
and yeah, we have differing opinions on some stuff.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And that's totally fine. Like, I didn't give a fuck about the first episode of the Running Boys show.
And I did. You
loved it.
Yeah.
I fucking love Zombieland Saga.
Couldn't care less.
Not for you.
Yeah, for sure. No.
And that's fine.
But I can like at least sit here and be like, you know what? I do understand what Trip's saying. It does have really good things in it. It does look visually nice. Like, he has points in his, like, he has reasons for him to like it.
Honestly, in Running Boys, I'm sure that the friendships are fucking incredible. And it must be really fun to watch that.
It's just not for you.
Like, and just not in the mood.
Yeah, I get it. Cool, man. So, well, I feel like that's the show. That was Magical Girl.
That's gotta be
Magical Girl. All right.
It was.
That was Backstreet Girls. It's on Netflix. Gokudolls. If you want to check it out, go for it. Like we said, you know, watch at your own risk. Trip, I don't know what we're doing next week. Maybe we'll do that bean thing. Maybe we'll do something else.
Do you have an idea? There's probably like a movie or some shit. Maybe I'll just, you know, quit the podcast.
Well, we'll figure it out. If you like our logo, hit up Erin from TurbyTops.com. She's a great artist, super great to work with. If you like our theme song, check out Tom Nasser. He's on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's Nasser, N-A-S-R. Trip, where can people find us?
People can find us on Facebook. Look up the Instagram Podcast. If you want to find us on Instagram, it's the same thing, Instagram Podcast. You could tweet at us at Instagram Pod.
Podcast Infit.
And you could go ahead and email us, instagrampodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you think about the show. Tell us about, honestly, whatever the fuck you want to tell us about.
Cool. This is Bye from Juan.
And this is See You Around from Chris.
Hey, Trip, don't forget.
Hang on a second. I forgot. This is really hard. So ramen broth can be made from like up to a week in advance and could also be made and like frozen in a single serve portion if you need to. So just remember that if you have to make instant ramen, it's easy. You prep it in advance. As far as the seasoning goes, you should just get a really good mixture, like a tare mixture. You could make that about a week in advance as well. So, you know, you could use soy sauce and mirin and a bunch of stuff. Ramen noodles should be cooked in boiling water. That's what it is. Just add hot water.
I'm glad you decided to commit to the bit. I mean, I'm running on 5% battery, but yeah, you're right. You're funny. Okay.